everyone, my name's Spencer and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my June bullet journal setup. And I'm sorry if my voice is a little weird in this video. I'm really struggling with voice dysphoria at the moment and it's making me stutter more than usual. God, I need to get some tea, but alas, all I have is Twinings, so that'll have to do. I know this video is coming to you much later in the month than usual, or than YouTube wants me to make it, but that's because I didn't actually use my journal until the end of the second week of June. I was really busy with some other projects, including doing a soft launch for some products at a local fair, and honestly, using my journal was not a priority at that time, but that's okay. I want to show you all how it doesn't matter if you miss the perfect time to set up your journal, whether that's for the month, the year, or whatever. The best time to start your journal is when you are ready to. So I hope this setup shows you some ways that you can alter the typical spreads to match whatever date it is that you are starting. I'm sorry if you hear any other noises in the background. I am currently dog sitting 2 boxers and a tortoise, and boxers make a lot of noise without meaning to, so I apologise. I'll do my best to clean up the audio when I'm editing. So back to the setup. Because I didn't set this journal up until well after the month started, I personally didn't want to have to spend a lot of time setting it up or doing elaborate drawing or art throughout the rest of the month. So instead I leaned heavily into using other tools that I have, i.e. lots of stickers and washi tape. I was actually inspired by this set of circular stickers that were a gift from my friend Bug, so thank you very much, Bug. And I thought they would be perfect because not only do they provide the theme for the month, i.e. plants, but they also provide the colour scheme, because some of the stickers are just patterned or they are coloured solids, so that makes my life a lot easier. I have a lot of plant-related stickers left over from when I made a custom journal for a friend that was lunar and nature themed, so I thought this would be a good chance to break those out and use some of them up. Seriously, I have so many, it's actually unreal. When it comes to doing a scrapbooking style theme like this one, I always end up getting out way more stationery than I actually end up using, but it's good for me to see all my options, otherwise I forget that I have them. So here you can see that I'm gathering some sticker sheets, some die cut stickers, washi tape, mini scrapbooking pages. These are actually sticker backed, so I don't need to glue them in, I can cut them out and stick them in like that. And of course, I also grabbed a variety of pens that match the theme. I focused mostly on the green, blue, and brown tones from that original sticker set. As you can see, I hadn't actually sketched anything out for this setup ahead of time, which is really unlike me. As some of you know, my hands don't always cooperate with me, so they can be really shaky or even spasm sometimes. So I usually like to spend a couple days before recording sketching and getting the placement right, just so I know exactly where I want the lines to be when I come to film. Otherwise it would take even longer for me to film than it already does, and I have to draw really slowly sometimes. I know I said I wasn't going to do any drawing for this setup. Doodle-wise, I mean, obviously I still need to draw my tables and headings, etc. But I had this little cactus sticker that said "Don't be a prick," and I really liked it and wanted to use it, but it didn't fit the colour theme, so I decided to recreate it much larger and in the correct colour scheme so that it would fit in my journal. Actually, this was a lot of fun to do. It's such a simple drawing that is really easy to recreate if you'd like to. Of course, I also needed to add a heading to this page, so using an Archer and Olive Calliograph, I wrote out June, and then went over it again in a lighter green to give it a faint drop shadow. I didn't do any kind of fancy font here or hand lettering. I pretty much just wrote it out in my normal handwriting, but joined the letters up afterwards. I thought this page looked a little empty, so I added a mini calendar to the page. I don't always do this, but it's mostly just decorative. But it can be really helpful to have a mini calendar like this to reference when you're making other calendar spreads, like a monthly page. I thought about using these letter stickers from a Pusheen sticker pad I had, but again, the colours didn't quite work with the rest of the theme, so I just wrote them out instead. Then it was time to add stickers. I played around with the layout a lot for these. I started by selecting which ones of the circular set I wanted to use, as obviously these have a uniform shape, and they're opaque. Then I started playing around with the other plant stickers I have. Some of these are in a washi tape style, so they're a little bit translucent, and therefore they show the page behind them a little bit. So it was really fun to work out how to layer these to get the effect that I wanted. I also made sure that I had each colour from my palette represented on this page, as I think that really helps to set the tone of the entire setup. Once the stickers were down, I felt that this page needed something more, but I wasn't really sure what. I experimented with some washi tape, which is my go-to whenever I feel like a page needs more decoration, but even that didn't feel right, so I went way back to my old tried and true tactic of just drawing a thin border around the whole page. I actually started doing this back when I was in high school because our textiles teacher said it made the pages of our workbooks look better, and honestly, she was right. So it's something I still do to this day. Next, I am working on my brain dump page. Because I'm starting this much later in the month than usual, I don't need as much space as I normally would, so I'm just doing a single page for it this time. I know a lot of people put their brain dump pages further into their setup, but a few months ago I experimented with having it first, so I could write down everything and anything that I had going on in the month here, and then I could transfer it to the relevant spreads later on. It really helps my brain that I can basically work through the order of pages chronologically, so that's what I've been doing. I kept this page relatively simple, just doing the title in two different green colours, this more olive colour and then this brighter colour, and then added stickers to the top left and bottom right stacked vertically. This is one of my favourite ways to add decoration to a single vertical page like this. I again started with the circular stickers and built up from there, layering some of the washi plant stickers over the top. I also added a thin strip of washi tape along the bottom of this page. This one is a hand-drawn style one, and I really like it for adding simple decoration that isn't too perfect, so it gives me permission to be a little bit messier or scruffier on this page. I also decided that I wanted this page to be more full, so I highlighted every other line with this really pale green colour. I'm not sure if the camera is even picking it up that well, but trust me, it's there, and I love the effect. After I finish my brain dump page, I'm making my tracker page. This one is different for me in a number of ways this month. First off, because it comes before my monthly spread, and secondly, because it is just a single page. If you've seen any of my videos before, you'll know that I usually use a double spread for my tracker page, and it's all in one large tick box style table. Well, because I'm setting up this month from the 15th onwards, I don't actually need a full table like I usually use. And honestly, even if I did set up the full table, it would be a waste of space because there's no way I remember whether or not I did activities or how much pain I was in weeks ago. So it wouldn't actually give me any helpful information. So instead, I broke my table into smaller horizontal ones, starting with my usual pain and fatigue trackers. Under those, I put my habit trackers. And instead of doing mini calendars like I normally do when I break up my larger tracker, I decided to set these up similar to the pain and fatigue trackers. So they're 15 dots along and 2 dots down. This is so I can mark off whether or not I did the thing or, didn't do the thing. Sometimes it can be confusing with trackers, especially if you miss a few days, to know whether it isn't filled in because you didn't use your journal or if it's not filled in because you didn't do the thing. So having a yes or no tick box helps me tell the difference. I used a brown Derwent Fine liner, I think in 0.5, to do all the line work on this page, as I thought a black pen would look too harsh. I also decided to lean more into the blue tones from the stickers on this page, just so that it was easily differentiated from the brain dump page. This page was actually a little difficult for me to decorate because I wasn't sure what stickers to use or where to place them, because the trackers fill a lot of the page. I was determined to use some though, and I actually really like how it turned out in the end. Next, we're finally making my monthly calendar page. This is another page I had a lot of fun with. I started by splitting up the pages into 4 columns each. I'm using a notebook therapy journal, so for me, I can fit 4 6x6 columns on a page, which leaves 3 dots on either side of the very edge of the calendar. Doing it this way means that I have an extra column at the end of the week, so I use this as a focus column, where I take the projects I have listed out in my brain dump and assign them to a week to be worked on. This way I still have room in the daily box to fill in appointments or other events that are happening. It also makes it a little easier to move things around if I need to. Unlike my other trackers and such, I did set up a full month for this calendar because I like to use this as part memory keeping as well as for organising the month. For example, I could have just set it up from the 15th like my trackers, but I actually had events like my first craft market on the 3rd, and I wanted a record of that, so I did the full month. Because June started on a Thursday, I obviously had a lot of empty space on the weekdays that weren't in June, so I decided to go ham with the stickers, and this was so much fun. I decided to use just the washi style stickers in this section because I really wanted to be able to layer them and just have an explosion of plants. For the section at the end of the month, I did a combination of my circle plant stickers. This one in particular says "pot it like it's hot," which is just hilarious. And some washi tape and a washi style plant pot sticker. I also added in some stickers in the corners of the page just to balance out the design a little bit. And I layered 3 of the different washi tapes along the bottom. I'm obsessed with making my pages look full. It's something that makes me really happy. And I know some people prefer minimalist spreads, and that's totally fine. And I think those look really pretty too. But honestly, I'm a maximalist through and through. So if there's space to add more, I will add more. Now we are on to my final spread for this video, and that is my weekly setup. I have these large wreath style stickers that I thought would be perfect for writing the day and date in as a heading, but unfortunately I kept messing up the headings. So whilst I did still use them, they're not the neatest thing in the world. I'm setting up this spread on a Wednesday, so I thought I would just set up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That way, the spread could easily be split into 4 sections and I could start my next week on a Monday, which is how I like it. Unfortunately, I forgot to remind myself of that and accidentally wrote M on one of the headings, so I had to grab another sticker. And then I smudged the writing on that sticker because for some reason I grabbed my watercolour marker instead of my permanent marker, so that was fun. In the end, I just had to embrace the chaos and move on. I also layered some of the brown check washi tape underneath the wreath stickers. That's really hard to say. And I really like the way that it makes this pop. Of course, I also had to add more of my circle plant stickers. And then I topped off the heading decoration with these plain blue and pinky beige stickers. Of course, I then decided that this still wasn't enough decoration. So I used my olive green pen to separate the daily columns, and then decided to basically cover that line with some leftover plant stickers that I had that were more vertical. I then decided that this still wasn't enough. So using that bright green Crayola pen from before, I highlighted every other line in the 2 center columns. I did consider stopping there, but I thought the outer 2 columns looked a little bare now. But I didn't want to do the bright green again. So instead, I grabbed that faint caleograph I used on the brain dump and again highlighted every other line. Then I decided it was done. So here's the final flip through. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you liked this video, please give it a like. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so we can hang out some more. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, comment your favourite green emoji. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Here comes Meryl. Hello, Stinkbutt. I'm trying to record a voiceover. You are so loud. Yes, I know. It's because you don't have a nose. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, cuddles have been delivered to the dog, so it should be a bit quieter now. Brain dump. Oh, okay. The tortoise is banging against the wall, so now I need to go and move her. Okay, I'm back. This might be the most chaotic voiceover I've ever recorded.